gosh, look, it's a human. Get them. Got you. What am I? Silly human. I'm a beastkin. It's wonderful to meet you. Oh, we've been looking for someone like you. Yes. You see, our God likes people like you. Oh, don't squirm now. Although I have to admit, your little struggles are so cute. Now come along now. It's pointless to fight against us. We are superior than humans in every way. We're stronger, faster, smarter. There's nothing you can do that could ever compare to us. So just come along now. Oh, merry men, tie them up. Aww. Always appreciate your kind and your squirms. Alright, let's deliver them. After all, we shouldn't keep our deity waiting. I'm so bored. I mean, I guess I could scare a couple campers, but what'd be the point of that? Then they'll never come back. I'll have nothing to watch. Oh, great God. We bring you another sacrifice. Please take them in our honor. Okay, let me see here. Thank you for your, sacrifice. For your efforts, I shall give you a bountiful hunt this year. Oh, great tiger god! Yes, yes. You're welcome. Now, leave us. I would, enjoy my prey in private. Of course, of course. Enjoy. Hello there, human. What brings you around these parts, besides being kidnapped off the trail? Well, you did blatantly ignore the warning signs that I put up. I even fenced off the area, and yet you still came in. Although, I will admit, it is entertaining seeing you squirm all tied up like that. I wonder, should I eat you? I'm sure you'd provide great sustenance, and I'm sure your meat would be divine. But, on the other hand, it'd be such a shame to eat a cutie like you. And, to be honest, humans are not my preferred prey. I'll eat one if I have to, but I'd rather sink my teeth into a deer or some other type of prey. Not you. No offense. Now, let me get you untied. It's unbecoming of a lady such as yourself to be all tied up like that. Unless you're into that kind of thing. All right. I tease. There, did you just try to hit me? You do know I'm a god, right? A deity? A divine being. A Melchior, demigod of the hunt. What's the difference between a demigod and a real god? Well, I wouldn't call them real gods. They just have more godly blood coursing through their veins, while I have mortal and godly blood. It's like this. My father, who is the king of nature, Seraphim himself, birthed me with a beast. He's into some freaky deaky kind of shit. Anyway, I was born and tasked with managing the hunt, making sure there's abundant prey and that predators don't get out of control. I spend my days here in this forest, chained off from the rest of the world, just observing what people do in their spare time for most part. Of course, I have to manage the hunters and make sure the prey are abundant, keeping the birth rates up. But beyond that, I honestly don't get up to much. Sorry, I don't believe I asked your name. Don't bother. I think prey is a fitting name for you anyway. Not that I'm gonna eat you, but I love how your face gets all flush and you squirm every single time. And how your face goes pale when I shine my teeth at you. Does my stature scare you, little one? The fact I can eat you almost in one gulp. Truth be told, this isn't my actual size. My more comfortable size is around, well, about how tall you are. But I just enjoy being big. And it makes all those little pathetic beastkin worship me. And I have to say, getting fed grapes by beastkin, nothing like it. And I can have my fair share of whatever I like. Food, women, luxuries, whatever I desire, really. Whenever I desire it. Unfortunately, it has made my life rather boring. I don't have to try for anything. Don't have to hunt for my food. I don't even have to leave this spot in the jungle. Well, forest. I just lay here and I waste away. But with you here, maybe I can actually train a skill for once. Talking. Sure, I talk to my worshippers, but they're more like peons and peasants. They don't have a single thought in their brain beyond serve. They're like kobolds to a dragon. In this case, kittens to a tiger. But enough about me. I want to hear about you. Why did you trespass into this territory in the first place? You saw the warning signs, no doubt, and you would have had to climb a fence and cross a river of raging rapids. So I must ask, why come so far into the forest? What were you hoping to achieve? Treasure? You were seeking a treasure. Now that is hilarious. No. I suppose it isn't ultimately foolish, but you could have been killed. As much as my first worshippers listen to me, they are predators, and they can lose control, much like I can at times. Though it takes quite a lot to push me over the edge. Oh, are you now worried? Worried I'll bite you into, or smash you into the ground with one of my paws? Or claw out your guts? Well, you can relax. Oh, you look like you're gonna wet yourself. Are you that terrified? Like I said, you can calm yourself. I have no reason to harm you, despite ignoring my warnings. They're more like guidelines than rules. And besides, your punishment will be upcoming, though it won't be as gruesome as you're probably imagining. Now, about this treasure you seek. I assume you are seeking the crystal skull, are you not? Figured. No, I will not be giving that away. There's a reason it's buried. You want to know why? Well, let me tell you a little story. And afterwards, maybe you can decide whether you really want that skull or not. Alright? Alright. A long, long time ago, there was this fairy. An innocent little fairy who fell in love with a naga. You see, these two unfortunate lovers cared so deeply for one another. However, the species divide did not enjoy their companionship, let's call it. Because of their bond, it led to an argument between both the faction leaders, causing an all-right war between fairies and the Nagas. The fairies were wiping out Nagas with diseases and blights, while the Nagas killed them en masse with their incredible strength, height, and strength advantage. It was a gruesome fight. At the very end of it, the Naga and the fairy came to an accord. To stop the violence, they brought, in the middle of a warfield, they brought themselves to the top of the hill. A tree, and on a tree overlooking it all. And the fairy begged to be consumed, to be one with their lover, knowing that they would not last much longer, knowing their time would come when the Nagas would take over their territory. The Naga lover was resistant, belligerent, yelled, fought, screamed, but the fairy was absolute and was resolute. Eventually, the Naga gave in, devouring the little fairy whole. When the fairy's light was no more and absorbed into the Naga experienced a burst of magic none had ever seen, completely overtaking the entire land in a brilliant yellow light. Upon this, the land was cleansed of both fairy and Naga. Neither species to ever walk this land again, staying far away from this territory. In the ashes of these fairies and Nagas made up the very forest you see today, and the Naga lover, all that was left of him was a crystal skull, a symbolize of a Naga and a fairy's love. Now, if that tragic story wasn't enough to ward you away from that thing, let me tell you another thing. That thing is cursed. And it's not a simple curse that you can remove with magic. It's a physical curse. Anyone who grabs hold of that thing finds themselves consumed, and their soul withers away. Think of it like this. One moment you're in your body. The next, your body slumps over as your soul gets sucked into the skull. I am aware of this because I sent several of my worshippers to deliver it to me, and upon seeing what happened to them, I had it buried deep, deep down in the earth, and the location hidden, and anyone who knew the location I swiftly killed, to make sure no one would find it. How come I know of this story? I was there for it, of course. Of course, back then I was much younger and a lot more oblivious of such things. My father was still training me for the role I am in today, So he had me observe this fight to learn what happens when predators become too advanced. What happens when the prey become too arrogant. He showed me what happens when you don't tailor predators and prey. It was an unfortunate outcome, but a necessary lesson for me. I'm glad you've changed your mind about seeking that artifact. It would have done no one any favors. Why am I helping you and warning you about it? I suppose I just like you. Is that enough? Now, I do believe I said I had a punishment for you. And before you get all scared again, no, it doesn't involve any kind of violence. You won't be my prisoner for eternity. I'm not some type of fae. No. You, my wonderful tiny human friend, are going to be my servant for a week. You heard me. A week. And after this week is through, I will deliver you to the forest edge, and you shall leave on your own terms. Deal? There's no catches, there's no hooks. If you take this deal, you will be safe. You will be fed. I will show you my world and all the creatures that dwell within. And in return, you will provide me company, companionship, and maybe something more. But we'll get there when we get there. So, what do you say? Deal? Good. I'm glad you agree with me, little kitten. You're hilarious. Now, come along. You heard me. Come along. Come on. Come closer. 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 Are you a shy one? Oh, you don't like the fact that I'm not wearing a shirt. Darling, I almost never wear clothes in general. I just wear these shorts as a means of... I want to say an entity out of our view watches me and what I say and how I look. And if I were to be completely nude, well, let's just say certain proxy somewhere would be very angry if a certain thing got taken down off some sort of web. How do I know this? I think I read it in a book once. Now, are you coming closer or what? There you go. Now I'll just sit you on my thighs, like this, and lay you back. Oh, no, don't fight. I don't care about your proximity to anything on my body. You will relax. Good. Now, let's put your head right there. Comfy? Good. You're going to take a cat nap with me. You see, I am rather tired after having to talk for that long. You see, I hadn't talked to anyone in a good while, at least not an actual conversation. So, I am rather exhausted. Hope you don't mind joining me for this nap. Well, I suppose whether you do or don't doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Now, be comfy now. Good night, little human. And hey, try not to roll around too much. I need my sleep as well. Night-night to you too.